What's going on, young world? It's RF an Opinion, and of course, I am Sunayar, and I got slapped in the face with another meditation download. So, as I was on my journey through my spirituality, I sort of reached this point to where I started to see all parts of my life up until now. I saw my childhood, teenage years, early, mid 20s, all the way up to now. Just saw all kinds of shit. Good, bad, ugly, negative, positive, all of it. I've seen it all. And I was tripping at first because I was like, what the fuck was that? And it just kind of hit me in the face again. And it's just happened. But I've seen pieces of this before. But this time, it really just like all of it. And then I started thinking about it. And I was like, what did that feel like? But when I say me, it was my spirit. Like, what did that feel like? And I started thinking, and I was like, I don't really know, but some of it was harsh and horrible, and but I accept it. What's done is done. There's nothing I could do about it, but say I'm sorry or forgive whoever and move on and let it go. Like it doesn't matter anymore. And then whap, got hit in the face again. Because it was like, okay, but what does that mean? And I really had to think about this one, because I was like, damn, I just went through a lot of shit, and very quickly, just thinking about all that, and I accepted it. And then when I realized that I truly accepted it, it just felt like a weight was just dropped off my shoulders. It just felt like, I'm telling you, it just felt like a weight was lifted. And then before I can even enjoy that moment, whap, I got hit again. Like, what did you think that meant? And I was like, the weight off, the weight that I just fucking lifted off myself. My spirit was like, yeah. Sorry, that was Harataki every night. You gotta have it every night. Sorry. My spirit was like, yeah. And I was like, what did that mean? And I was like, oh shit. Like, I think I've reached a milestone in my life. You know what I mean? Like, because that weight coming off me just felt like I was breaking free. like I was breaking free from something. And I knew it felt good to just get that off of me and just feel like I was released. And I was like, yeah, that felt good. But then wham, I got hit with another one. You know? And it's like, what do you mean? What was it was like, what was the enlightening part, you know? And I was like, after looking at everything in my life, sorry, another sip. After looking at everything in my life and all the things I did, negative, positive, everything, I fully accepted it. But I also realized that I was doing a lot for a lot of people. And I don't mean that like in a like money way or anything like that. It was just like I didn't cater to myself. I catered to other people instead of catering to myself. And smacked me in the face again. Like, yep. And then when I thought about that, I felt enlightened. And at the same time, I realized that I had to start catering to myself. Doing what's right for me. Doing what makes me feel good. Doing things for me. Not worrying about what anybody else say. No, I don't want to do what you want me to do. I want to do what I want to do. And just kept that up and kept just focusing on me. And I know this is kind of like a prelude to all the way up to what I've been talking about now. But this is a part of before I even reach where I am now. You know. But something downloaded and said, this is what you need to tell them. So I'm telling you, you know, when all that stuff happened and I saw everything, and even though I had to go through the process of seeing shit that happened to me and shit that I've done, you know, I accepted that, and the fact that I got the message and received that download of knowing that I was catering to everybody except myself. And to bring that into full circle, it's like now that you are catering to yourself and you did go through that, you are being rewarded. Therefore, you are free now. Now, this is going to open up a door for you to actually start feeling what it's like when you actually cater to yourself. And that's what got me up to this point where I'm at right now. But like I said, about seeing myself, I brought that up even though this happened way before the level I've reached now. It's just, you know, I was told to tell that story, you know, about realizing I accepted that shit and then realized like, wow. Even though I saw all the negative, all the positive, everything, I still realized after all of that, I catered to everybody except myself. And that was the message. I received all that just to realize that it's time for you to take care of you. It's time for you to do you. And when I turned that part of me on, things start changing, which led me to here. But that download was something that I needed to say. I think people that will understand that and what that was about are people who won't really understand because they've been through it and crossed that bridge already. And it's like, yeah, I remember it feeling like that. Yeah. But when you realize what you actually were doing your whole life, even as a kid, all the way up until now, you had that same trait, that same pattern of just catering to everybody, even as a child. Man, where did that come from? And I was just like, damn. Even as a kid? Yes, even as a kid. And I just was like, I gotta start doing me, man. Nah, I gotta start doing me. Haritaki said. Sorry. And I was just like, I'm just gonna stay meditating, doing my thing. And things just started to happen. I started seeing things different. Started spreading more love, shedding more light, doing things different. And then other doors will start opening. But it's not the kind of doors that you guys would normally think in the 3D world. I'm talking about in the spiritual world. Doors started opening. You know what I mean? Reaching certain levels of enlightenment. Excuse me. But reaching levels of enlightenment and I just kept digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. I just kept wanting to dig as deep as I could inside me, man. And I dug real deep and bling bling. I'm still going. But I figured something out. That's within me. It's within everybody. And I'm doing this because I want everybody to feel what it feels like. It changes your life. It's that fucking good. It changes your life. It does. But I just wanted to keep knowing more and more and more and more, and I just kept digging. Just kept meditating and kept listening without my ears and seeing things without my eyes. I worked on the inner me. Oh, and I would start digging deep. I wanted to really, really, really get to know everything about myself. and you come to understand things, and as you're going on this journey and reaching certain levels, you start learning things and how things work. And I got the lesson from that. I missed that one before, but I got it now. And you just start, it just start opening doors and opening doors and opening doors. But if you get stuck, it means you haven't learned the lesson yet. You haven't got the lesson. So don't give up. It's just, it keeps going over your head. You're not receiving the message. You're not receiving the lesson behind it. Kind of like the world does. History keeps repeating itself because lessons haven't been learned in this 3D dimension. So shit just keep happening over and over. Yeah, shit just keep happening over and over. Because motherfuckers haven't learned their lesson. But we definitely can change all that. I'm trying to help. I am. You know, be authentic. Be authentically you at all times. You know what I mean? And just that's what I'm really trying to say. And I know it's like codes or whatever, but just trust me when I tell you. Believe me when I tell you this. I'm serious. You gotta dig extra deep. Definitely gotta get to know who you are. That's the only way it'll work. It's the only way any of it'll work. Gotta dig extra deep. And I'm telling you, doors will open. And if you keep learning the lessons, more doors will open. But again, if you don't, you're gonna have to keep getting that same lesson. It might not be exactly the same, but it's gonna be the same lesson, and maybe in 100 different ways. But it's gonna be the same lesson until you get it. Trust me, because remember, I had to go through my whole life up to now to realize what I was doing to myself. I never believed in me. But the whole time, I knew I was different. I always knew. I always fucking knew. But I never paid attention to my damn self. And it's like the slap in the face is, you didn't realize it until now. That's the slap in the face. But I accept it. I accept it. I'm okay with it. At least I know. At least I know now. That's for sure. And things have changed. Other doors have opened. And again, I'm talking about spiritual doors. I'm not talking about doors in the third dimension. If you understand what I'm talking about. But the doors that open on the spiritual side, the doors that open on the spiritual side will open doors in the third dimension. I will say that again. The doors on the spiritual side will open doors in the third dimension. It will open doors in the program. And I hope you understand that this is our effing opinion. Peace and love, young world.